welcome back to the shop.
Back up, crazy. Now you're too close to the camera.
Oh, let's get started. Okay, folks, in this week's Bits and Pieces, I thought we'd show you this crazy contraption here. For anybody that does a lot of arts and crafts, painting and whatever, you're going to need an easel, to put your project on, to paint it, do whatever. Now, you have obviously seen us with these guys on here. Don't forget the 300 subscriber giveaway, folks. That's why this is a little cheesy, putting this up here to remind you. But let me show you how we build this easel so that you can use it to finish your projects, do some painting, whatever. Stay tuned, folks. Okay, folks, we begin by grabbing an old scrap 2x4 and cutting it off at 5 foot long. And then we're going to slice it an arbitrary width. I think I went 1.5 inches or so on the table saw, moving the blade, the fence to the correct side of the blade for the way I work. And here I'm measuring the distance from the fence to the blade. You can use the little dial thing on the side, but this is more accurate. And we use the noise maker and slice a couple pieces off. After I get it oriented the way I want it, so that there's one rough side out, both cut edges in, I flip it over and slice it. That piece is a scrap, that goes back there in the scrap pile. We grab another 2x4, and we're going to cut this one longer, 3, 4, 6 inches, it doesn't matter, because we're going to cut it again when we do the assembly process. So we just whack that one off there, save that piece I set on the bandsaw. That'll get turned into your crossbar. Slice that third leg the same length, same width, not the same length, same width as the first two, and that becomes your third leg that sticks out the back. That's why it's longer. Alright, here I'm determining the angle. I've calculated this out before, so I'm cheating with a T-bevel there. We're going to transfer that angle to the table saw, rotating the blade until that lines up correctly. When it gets there, I give you a little thumbs up. Alright, now we're going to take that piece of 2x4 and cut a chunk off of it, because it's kind of a dangerous operation sending a short piece through there to achieve that angle. I'm using that little spacer to tell me where the edge of the saw blade is, and we'll run that through with the Hinkle push sticks. Alright, now that piece becomes our angled top piece. I measured it, went over, and as you'll see, I cut it, and cut it too short. I don't know how I did that. Gives me an opportunity to play basketball once I realize I made a mistake. And we throw it in the scrap pile. Grab the long piece again, and we measure off of the existing piece this time to get it right. Now there we have a finger saver. Whenever you're going to make a close cut with your miter saw, have a stick to hold your stock down with. Don't stick your fingers next to that saw. That can make an awfully bad day. Tap, tap to get it where I want it. Hold it down, apply pressure, and make the cut. Again, I'm going to get to try and be a basketball star, and I missed. I don't think I ever make any when I throw them over there. Alright, we're checking to make sure it's correct. Now I'm lining up these three pieces because I didn't mark which were the short two and which was the long one. So I lined them up to determine that. And now we're going to mark for the block. Forgot to get the drills and the drill bit out, so I had to go over there. This goes on a few times in this video. Meanwhile, Lisa's telling me I should have been prepared, but not prepared for class. Alright, we drill a hole through for the screw. Lay them on their side. Once I go get the screws, see, I forgot. Lay it on its side and run the screw into the block so they're both parallel with the table or flush with the table. And about this time I realized them screws are too short. I'm going to get something longer, a little more bite. We're going from a 2 1/4 to a 3. Much better. We'll take the first one out. See, it fell right apart. Remember the puzzle pieces and put it back together. I'll slide that board under there to change the angle just a touch so that it's not so harsh, so my boards don't line up. Pop it on the ground. Spread them out. Flatten that block so it's pretty level. And then you'll see me take that thing and lean it up so that it's just resting against my bench. Take the other leg and put it up there until, as you can see, I slide it up until the angles match, until it's a nice fit. Then I mark it and take it over and cut it. That's why we didn't have to be so specific about how long we made that third leg. We go back around. Get a little help from Lisa here in a second to hold this thing still. No, I didn't put it in my hand. That was a joke. Yeah, I missed. Let's try this again. We're going to put a pilot hole in there. Now you can see Lisa's got her arm on it to help me out. And there is the 3 legs of the easel, the tripod. You tap on that block on the top to make it flat. And there I measured the width of the crossbar, just using it as reference. You can make it any width you'd like. We go back to the 2x4 that we sliced the first time. Mark it and whack it off with the power axe. Again, not prepared for class. Had to go get some drill bits. Real organized I am with them drill bits. Alright, we're going to take this level. This is a special level. It doesn't belong to Stanley, so we'll cross that out. It belongs to me, so it's the Hinkle level. Check the note on there, folks. Please like and subscribe the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, I mean. Alright, we hold it up there. We get a rough level. Make a mark. That tells me where the bottom of the board is. Then I can take my tape measure back to the crossbar to determine where I'm going to drill the pilot holes in the crossbar for the screws. Now if you remember, here's this trick where I divide things with a hillbilly calculator. Center of the board, 19 inches wide, I believe it was. Drill a couple pilot holes. Smooth it out. Try not to get a sliver in your hand. Here I'm going to drill into my leg. No, not really. I was kidding with Lisa at that point. I was just starting the screw. Run the first screw in. That holds one side. I had my foot curled around that leg so it wouldn't push away. Then take your level back on top of it, get it level, and run your second screw in. Of course, when you get ready to do that and the screw you choose is the wrong bit type, you have to go grab another screw. It's all fun. There it is. Alright folks, and that's how you make one of these crazy easels. Made out of scrap lumber, just sliced up. You know, there's no real dimension. You can use whatever you like. I used 1 1/4 inch on these guys here, just a scrap piece left over. This angle is, this angle right here for this leg is between 21 and 23 degrees. And so we've been awful busy on that new CNC machine. There's a sign that I made, and we're going to use some Hinkleethane on it. It says it right there, and we're going to shine it up. Again, nice easy stroke. See how much easier this is when you have something to set your project on so that it's not bouncing around. And there you have it, folks. an easel made out of scrap wood that will make your day a whole lot better. I hope you got something out of this one. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Our helper is definitely in the shop. He's over there. That's what he does best. Hector. Hector. There he is. All right, folks. There you have it. The hardest worker in the shop. And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks, folks.